Well, I'm recording.
Okay, brilliant. I've got memory. Right, fab. Um, Having a few more. Can you see the question box, Steve?
I can see the question box.
Okay, great. All right, let's kick off because there's a few more people entering now. Can you tell? Can you see that slide as the main slide, everybody? Just want to
Yep.
check you can hear and see my slide. Okay, great stuff. So tonight then, it's Steve Greenhouse and Anna Davison-Thor, and we're talking about how to earn a life-changing second income without creating a time-consuming second job.
And that's the important bit.
Yeah, definitely. So we're just going to quickly introduce who we are. Um, I'm Anna Davison-Thor. In fact, I'm Anna on this screen, and you're Steve Greenhouse Davison-Thor. But
I changed that on
I'm,
my version. I don't know what
I'm
you're
actually
thinking.
I'm Anna Davison Thor. I'm a mum. In fact, we're going to come to a little bit more about me in a moment. I'm going to introduce Steve, um, who has got a little bit to tell about his story. So, Steve, if you want to kick off and tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Yep. Okay. Nice to talk to everybody. Hope you're all here and listening, and I hope you're going to have good fun. Before I actually tell you about myself, anybody that's listening that thinks this is going to be a pitch fest, this is going to be a hard sell, oh, you're wrong. It's going to be an easy sell at the end. We will be introducing you to an offer at the end of the presentation, but you can relax without anybody worrying about it. It's a $30 sell. You can have a look, and it's got a 2 month money back guarantee. So, really, it's an absolute no brainer. But I'd rather get that out of the way because I don't want people sitting there with their arms crossed, their legs crossed, and if you've got two of anything, then they'll be crossed. So just relax and enjoy the show, okay? So I'm a husband. I've been married for nearly 27 years. I'm a dad. I've got four fabulous kids. And remarkably, in this position, I'm a lorry driver. And people look at me and go, "You're a lorry driver?" Yes. And 3 years ago, I couldn't turn a computer on. Um, but in the last 2 years, because of what happened in the financial crisis and because of what happened in terms of our pension that my wife and I had put together, we were looking at a retirement on a very, very small income where we couldn't even probably afford the mortgage. And if you think about that mortgage, it's just, it's awful. We wouldn't have had enough money to buy toilet rolls. So we needed to do something else. And that brought us here. But before I ramble on, let's get Anna in and explain where she's from and what she does. And we are in separate houses at different ends of the country before anybody asked that question, because we were
I
asked
know.
that last time.
I know we were asked that last time. I think some people think we've got this seedy relationship going on. Anyway, we were. I'm a mum of two boys, and I'm in a separate house in a different part of the UK. I was a sales rep. Um, I spent 15 years working in the corporate world, working for a big corporate company called Pfizer, selling Viagra, which was interesting. I learned a hell of a lot of skills, but I was very time poor, and I earned a good salary as well. Um, but as I say, when I became a mum, I think that really impacted me and made me realise that I was very, 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 very time poor. So I was looking for um, an option of how I could get out of this kind of rat race, I suppose. I was also faced with redundancy, and I got involved with quite a few different things. I've been involved with multi-level marketing. I help my husband business, and so being running a business from home, and all of those things were kind of good experience, good at the time. But it wasn't until I turned to the internet that I actually realised I could leverage my time a lot better. So I'm now a Facebook expert, digital expert, and I'm proud to say an award-winning mumpreneur.
Yeah.
I won an award at the beginning of last year. To It was the top 100 mums in business, which was fab. So on to suppose what we're talking about tonight, and it's about how you can create a second income. And Steve's just going to run through the options that we've all got faced to us that, I suppose it's getting your vision right, firstly, why you want to create a second income. And once you've got to that place, then what are your options? So over to Steve.
Yeah. And we talk about a second income. In reality, I'm looking for a third income because in the last 27 years, my wife and I's joint income has represented, our joint monthly income represents about 25% of that represents our mortgage repayment every month. In my dad's time, just a single generation ago, 25% of his sole income was his mortgage payment. So we're talking about a second income. I want a second income for me so that I can set my wife free. Does that make sense? And there's an opportunity to have a second job. Well, I'm working full time. Do I really want to go out and run a second job? I've looked at franchising, but the capital requirement is huge. And as Anna has said, even with a multi-level marketing business, which I have run, the time constraints are just huge, absolutely enormous. And I've been there. And if any of you guys are going through that, I was looking for something that didn't mean I was constantly contacting, looking for new people, looking for new blood. The churn rate in the multi-level marketing business was incredible. And by churn rate, I mean, I was putting new people in and they were fading out, and putting people in and they were going and quitting and quitting and quitting and quitting. And it's just a never ending cycle of finding new blood. So with online marketing, the chances of being able to create something at home seemed idyllic, but I was really skeptical. So, a time consuming second job, can you do this without becoming a busy fool working at home? Can you really develop a second income? And what's involved? How much time does it take? Does it fit in around your existing job, or do you have to quit? Time is, I suppose, a difficult thing to quantify because it always depends on how much you want to get done. But the way we're taught within this system is that we are taught to leverage our time with systems. And that is the big difference. And what we're talking about tonight really isn't a get rich switch. I can't even talk. Get rich quick scheme. We're talking about, and thank you for your support, partner. We're
I know,
talking
you
about,
can't get your slides working. You can't spell my name right. Now you can't even talk. Go
I
on.
can spell your name right on my presentation. I just can't show the world. It's very disheartening. So, what's involved, basically? And we're talking about an educational platform that will enable you to leverage your time so that you can work smart. Because the last thing I wanted when coming to the internet was a second job. Like I've just said, we've got third jobs. I've got a second job looking after 4 kids. I need time back. I want to have time, and I don't want to give up the income I've currently got because of the time I'm working. I want to maintain or improve that income, but get time back. Go on, Anna. Do you want to check? Yeah. So, what are the frustrations? We're all short of time. I don't care who you are, unless you are an author who has spent 10 years writing a book and then can sit back and enjoy the fun and the games. We're all time short. Everybody's time short. Young married couples, people like myself who half our kids are away from home now. The time is the only thing that we want to rescue. We need a good income so that we can have that time back. So, what are the frustrations that face you when you're starting a new business or a new thing? It's you've got to find time to build a business. You need to get your mind in the right place, and you need skills and knowledge. But this is not a numbers game, okay? I found when I was working my MLM business that I was beset with time problems. I didn't really know what mindset meant. I didn't really understand what I was trying to do. And it was a numbers game. At least with where we're going now, you're never on your own because we've got a fabulous community. And we're not suggesting that you go and pester your family and friends. So, we're talking about digital marketing and building an online business. And I probably haven't said that as quite as Anna wanted me to. Go to the next slide, sweetheart, because it's all going Pete Tom. Digital marketing, building a business online. What is it? Well, digital marketing is pretty much what you're looking at now. Digital marketing is, if you imagine a restaurant, they would have a marketing budget and they would pay the local newspaper £100, £200, £300 a month to put adverts in the paper. They haven't got a clue how many people have read those. But with digital marketing, not only can you be very specific as to whose eyes you put that advert in front of, you can actually track how many people have seen it and exactly where those people are coming from, what their interests are. So it is very, very laser focused. And we can teach people to drive traffic to just about any offer. So this, if you are sitting looking at this thinking, well, I've got a business, I need more customers, then we can help you to do that as well. Can you really make enough money? Anna, I can't. I've lost it. I need to stop because I've completely lost my thread. I don't know what's gone on. Do you want to step in here before I go and completely cock up? I'm sorry.
You haven't completely. You're doing fine.
It just feels wrong. I'm sorry, everyone. I know there's people sitting there going, what the hell's this twat talking about? But if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. I've completely lost my thread. And we just need to carry on. So, and I stopped giggling.
I love how I'm sympathetic. You haven't gone wrong at all. You hit the nail on the head.
Have I really?
Sorry, but you're making me laugh that I can't speak. I'm losing it now.
Well, I hope all these 30 odd people sitting there listening to two idiots laugh are having a good time.
There's one thing about us that you'll obviously get the picture already that we can have good fun.
You've got to laugh at each other, folks. You've got to laugh at yourself. Because if I don't laugh at myself, I know Anna's going to laugh at me.
But that's what it's all about. What is the point in getting a second income or a second job and you're bloody miserable? You're miserable in your day job anyway. Yes. You've got to have fun. And I think you can tell from us that we do have a laugh.
We really enjoy doing this, even if we are cocking it up.
But I think to summarize, I can't speak.
Where was I up to? Can I really make enough money? Yes, of course you can. What skills do you need?
What skills do you need? Well, you can tell by listening to us that actually you need very But the thing is, I think a lot of people listening to this will be thinking, if you do get involved with something online, is it a scam? And you've got to you might not want to kind of join with us monkeys, but you've got to kind of like make sure the people that are teaching and coaching and mentoring you fit, you can find some values, you can have some fun, you know that they know what they're talking about. But you've got to do your due diligence. Sorry, you really tickled me, Steve.
No, people really will think we're in the same house if you're saying I'm tickling you.
But it is about putting in time. It is about putting in time.
Can I just go back to, is it a scam? Because I think that's really important, because I was terrified of being ripped off, because I didn't want to come on here and start spraying money about and just be ripped off. I've had enough of that in my life. And I think it's the thing that you need to do is not just take what we're saying on face value. Researchers, go onto Google, look us up, look at what we're talking about. When we get to the offer at the end, dig down into that and make sure what we're saying is real. This the business that we're offering, or the business that we're talking about, is completely legitimate, which obviously I would say that anyway. But it has to go through government legislation. It has to be compliant with so many governmental legislative laws that it's mind-boggling. And the guys at the top of this have put so much time and energy into making sure that what we do is legal and ethical. And obviously, at this moment in time, you don't know me, and I'm just some lorry driver bloke who's saying, "Yeah, of course it's legal and ethical." I spent 3 months researching Stuart Ross before I gave him a cent, and I would urge everybody out there to do the same. Okay, right? Time. How much time, seriously, do you need? Probably, honestly, if you can't find a spare 10 hours a week, you ain't going to do this. And when you think about that, 10 hours a week, 2 hours a day, you can still have your weekends off, or you can just blitz it all on a Sunday. But I would say 2 hours a day, working as we would help you to work, and working smart and leveraging what we are giving you to do, you will start to see results. And a lot of
And
the
can I
things,
just chip? Can I just chip
yeah, of
in
course
there
you
as
can.
well? Is that when you're learning something new at the beginning, you do spend probably more time.
Yes,
Anything that you took on, even if it was, say you decide to take up a new hobby, it's just human nature. You just, you spend a lot of time learning initially, and once you've learned what you needed to do, and you do focus on being productive, because you can waste a hell of a lot of time doing stuff that you enjoy doing that actually is not producing you any dollars at all.
yeah, absolutely.
So you've got to be productive in your time. Be prepared to spend probably more time initially learning stuff, and then get yourself into habits. And as long as you've got a couple of hours a day, that's enough, really.
Yeah. But like Anna's just said, you do need to get those bases in place, and everybody feels overwhelmed, and you know that's part of the things we're going to be talking about later, the frustrations and how difficult it is. But you can seriously put a decent income together in your spare time in 10 hours a week. And if you learn to outsource the stuff that you don't enjoy doing, you will be able to do so much more as well. Okay, and I think we need another slide, sweetheart.
Well, it's on to my bit now, and I just
Or shall I
noticed
do that
we've had a few we've had a few comments, and Jay saying it's the best webinar he's been to that were hilarious. So I'm hoping I can hold it together now for this next bit, where we wanted to make sure that we added some value tonight. Yes, like Steve says, we've got a bit of an offer at the end, but we wanted to make sure that you came away tonight with learning something, whether or not you decide to, continue working with us. So we've put this 5-step for you for success together. Um, Number one is a mindset shift. Mindset's really, really important when you're building a business online, or whether you're building a business completely, you're going to be a business owner. Two, attraction marketing and what that's all about. So no more selling, numbers game again. Three, having a mentor. Four, having a simple mission. And five, choosing the right system. So the first one then, the mindset shift. The main the main part of mindset is making sure you've got a goal or a reason why. There's no point running a business, whatever kind of business it is, if you've not got your goal focused. You've got to have. We used to talk actually within business having 5-year goals, but I actually think the internet's moving that fast that if you set a 5-year goal right now, by the time you got to year 3, everything would have changed. It'd be really difficult to actually set a 5-year goal. So a 1-year goal, and then break that down into 6-month and then monthly goals. But the fuel in the fire is your reason why. Both of us are family people. That's why we've obviously got a very similar sense of humour. but we've got similar family values, and it is our children that drive us. It is our family that drives us to do this. But I also think that within us individually, we want to kind of we want to have a purpose, and we want our biggest passion is to help other people succeed.
Yeah,
So in summary, that's our reason why. I think that's similar to I've assumed that's Steve's, but knowing Steve very well, I know
that's
his
exactly
reasons
why.
why as well.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so you need to work out what your reason why is. Why are you wanting to earn a second income? Why are you looking towards the internet? What is it that's going to drive you? Because you will have bad days, and you'll have days where you've spent hours doing stuff and you've not really got anywhere, or you've set up a Facebook campaign, or you've set up um, an ad online, a solo ad, and it's just not worked, and you're going to be pissed off. So you need to make sure that reason why drives you for the then to have the following day an absolute fantastic day. But you're going to have ups and downs. If your why is not strong enough, you'll quit. And we've seen people quit, and that's because their why isn't strong enough. Their why is, I won a Ferrari. That is not, materialistic reasons will not drive you to success,
can I
because
just disturb or jump in here? The, wanting a Ferrari is a very good thing to want, but
it's
if
a
you
good
set a
goal.
goal, it's a brilliant goal, but they have to be realistic, and you can't join anything for $30 and say, right, I want $175,000 Ferrari on the drive next week, and because
Yeah.
it's completely unrealistic. And the challenge with an unrealistic or unachievable goal is the day after you've not achieved it, you'll stop trying, and that's where Anna's going next with
But
belief.
even if you had, right, I want a Ferrari in 18 months' time,
Yeah,
um, this is one of my goals, da da da. You need to have your reason why cemented together with that.
yeah,
You can have materialistic goals. I've got materialistic goals, things that
yeah.
there's lots of nice
I
things I want
use
to
the
buy.
material stuff as the reward for achieving the goal.
Exactly, exactly. But you've got to have a deeper why, and that could be, I always give the example. I think I've given this on some of my Facebook courses, that if you were told by the doctor that you had a health condition, and you only had 6 months to live, I bet you anything the goals that you wanted to achieve in your life you would get done. You'd suddenly find a way.
Yeah, yeah.
Or if you had to stop eating McDonald's, and start eating fruit, otherwise you were going to die, you would do it. And that's what I mean by reason why. You've got to find that do or die kind of fuel to drive you to do it. And actually materialistic things will not drive you.
No.
They're nice, like you say, nice goals, nice rewards, but you have to have a sort of stronger
But you can
why.
live without them.
Yeah,
You can always
exactly.
live without them, can't you? Go on. Sorry, I
And you
interrupted.
do this picture on here, you do have to dream big. There's no point dreaming small. So don't be put off by those materialistic goals. They come in. It's just you've got to have it hand in hand with something that's going to fuel you when you get knocked back, and it's got to be more of a mission or a purpose, a real reason that's going to drive you through those bad days as well, mate.
Yeah.
You also need to change your mindset from employee versus entrepreneur and business owner, and I think an employee mindset is you just do what you need to do,
Just get by,
like a robot, don't you, really?
yeah.
You are just a number to that company. So you do, and
As
I
little as
used to,
possible to get by.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, I know that you're the same as me, and I think there'll be a lot of people listening to this who are in a work scenario and get frustrated that processes or things are not going the right way, and you want to change the way the company is doing something, and you
Yeah,
get all het up, and that actually shows that you are a kind of verging on a mindset of an entrepreneur, because you want to
yeah,
change things. You know that things make sense. You want to do. An employee mindset would not be bothered about those frustrations and
exactly.
just get on with it. And we've both done a lot of work on that within our self-development. So there's ways that we can help people really focus on the mindset of an entrepreneur, and we can go, there's loads of detail I can go to that, but I'll just leave it as that for now. Belief as well. You've really got to believe in not only yourself but the products that you're promoting.
Yeah.
And we will come on to the end about the system within the six-figure mentors that we're gonna give you an opportunity, and you really do need to believe in those products, because if you don't, you can tell by someone's stance that they don't believe in what they're promoting.
Do
So,
you know the
and you need
example
to
I
be.
love with this? If you go to a Mercedes dealer and the guy says, "Yeah, this Mercedes is the best in the world." Oh, well, which model do you drive? Oh, that 7 Series BMW over there. Why would you buy a Mercedes off somebody that drives a BMW? You just wouldn't, would you?
Exactly.
So
That's
you've
a
got
really
to
good one.
believe in the
Yeah.
product. While you're there, Anna, Julia's just asked, realistically, what sort of time frame would she be able to stop going to work? And I think that's a very interesting question. But really, Julia, we need a bit more information. We don't really know you, and it would be very wrong of us to say, "Oh yeah, 6 months," because if you've only got an hour a day and a very small budget, then you will not achieve the same results as if you've got 15, 20 hours a day and a massive budget. So, although I appreciate the question, I'd really like to take it off screen and sort of talk to you more. So, I'll message you later. Sorry, Anna, I just didn't want that to get forgotten in the scroll.
Yeah. Thanks, that's super. So yeah, belief in the products, but belief in yourself. And we've done lots of mindset training that works on all these things. And having that vision, what is your vision of success? Again, look at this dream, but it may not be materialistic things. Again, it may be that you've got time to spend with your children, etc. So you've got to spend a lot of time looking at what your goals are, what your reason why is, and what is your overall vision of success. Success is an interesting word for me. Is vision of happiness rather than success.
See, I don't put a number on success. I've
No.
never put a number on success. It's not about numbers. It's about time with my family.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, go on.
Okay, so moving on to then number two, attraction marketing. And I kind of briefly mentioned this before, and I said no more cold calling. And attraction marketing is a really interesting one. Marketing is interesting. That if you get this right, you really focus on your niche. So you focus on who you're trying to attract. People will come to you, and it is really that numbers game versus quality. You'll be attracting quality people because they'll understand your message, and you understand your market, that you will attract those quality people to you. So attracting like-minded people.
Yeah.
And to do this, it's all about giving value first. So for an example, tonight we've done these 5 steps to success because we wanted to give you guys something of value to go away
Take
with,
away
to
with,
go
really.
and
Yeah.
to go and set up whatever you want to set up online, and you'll have these 5 steps to take with you and learn from. So we're giving value first, and that will attract the right people to come to us because they'll know that we've given them something first, but they'll know that we know what we're talking about. So think about whatever your market is, understand your market, understanding the pains, and look at what solutions you can offer them, and give first. Give to, we all know that phrase of giving to sort of receive, I suppose.
Yeah.
So that's what attraction marketing. Again, we've got loads of a lot more detail to help and coach you around this, because I think people who've been in a sales environment especially do struggle on this because they're so used to picking up the phone and pestering people. It really isn't about selling and
It's the
pestering.
last
It's
thing,
about
isn't it?
building relationships and giving people what they need.
Yeah.
So then number 3, mentor. I love this quote by Jim Rohn: "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." And we get told this when we're kids, don't we? Don't
Yeah.
hang around with the wrong crowd. And then as adults, we've all got friends that we've known for years, and then we set up a business and realise that they're the ones that take the mick out of us, and it's probably because they haven't got the balls to do anything different. That's just my example. But you know, looking at the look at the 5 people you spend the most time with, and look to see whether they are that positive influence, really.
Yeah,
Um, it's you've missed something off this slide as well, but I think,
I
but I
don't think
think
I
I
did.
can remember it. It was about masterminding, and it was
Oh,
about actually having a community of people. It's really important to hang around, you know, whatever you do, even if it was to go and get involved with an MLM business, even if it was to get involved with an offline business. And it is really important to us that are moving along this online journey. Whatever it is you decide to do, you need to hang around with the same like-minded people who are positive, who support you, who are there for you, the good and the bad, and also help direct you in the right direction. So having a community of people is really, really important. And actually, we developed a mastermind, the Four Musketeers, and we got massive success from that because we used to share everything,
yeah.
share what was working, what wasn't working, have moans and groans. It would pick us up when we'd had a bad day. There was just some, you know, it was just a support, and we
It
because
gave
we
us
could
somebody to
share
be
what.
accountable to as well, though, Anna, didn't
Exactly, it did, exactly. And which then moves on to having a mentor.
it? Yeah,
Having a mentor really keeps you accountable. It keeps you on track because when you're working for yourself, you haven't got a boss. You are your own boss, and sometimes you can be your worst, the worst boss, because you let yourself off for things and we procrastinate, and you know we write these lists of to-dos that we need to get on with doing, and we give ourselves excuses.
endless to-do list.
Um, so if you have a mentor, that mentor keeps you on track, guides you, and makes you accountable
Yeah,
and helps you get stuff done.
vital.
Then step number 4 is having a simple mission. I think one of our massive learning is that we learned so much about all these different techniques online to leverage our time and you know cutting edge strategies that we overwhelmed ourselves, and we created a plan and a mission that was very complicated because we had all these different things that we'd learned. And looking back, what we've now done is set ourselves a very simple mission and reversed engineered it.
Yeah,
It includes simple actions. It's very focused. Um, you know, we're trying to get rid of the procrastination, and we're just focusing on simple stuff that is just implementation, implementation, implementation. And so it's really important, whatever business you're doing, that you create yourself a very simple plan with just 3 things, no more than 3 things that you're focusing on. Because if you focus on more than that, you either don't get it done or you end up brainstorming and creating more ideas. You know, the amount of ideas I've had over this last sort of 5, 10 years, and none of them have got done
do you
because
remember
it's
my
focus
big
on.
wodge of yellow post-it notes over the whiteboard? There was nearly 200 different things, any of which would work, but there was so many, nothing got implemented. So I just had
Yeah,
to write them down and
exactly.
flush them. They're still there, but they're not dragging our attention away. Sorry, I'm interrupting again. Carry on.
No, no, it's a good point. It's just really important that
Yeah.
stop having ideas. Have one idea, implement it, get it done. Have another idea, implement it, get it done. If your
What's that
mind just
famous
keeps creating
saying?
ideas,
What's that famous saying? If you can make $1 online, the thing to do is just rinse and repeat and do that a million times rather than trying to
yeah, exactly.
reinvent things all the time. Just find one lever that works and pull it and pull it and pull it. It's like working in a factory, but once you've found that right lever to pull or press, you just keep working that one thing without chasing this silver bullet or that shiny object. And that is a major problem online. Sorry, Anna, I interrupted again. Go on.
No, no, it's good. I like your instructions, so don't keep
Oh,
apologising. They're good. They're good little nuggets. As long as you don't lose it again, you're fine.
I'll be okay.
So, the
Or you.
last step then, the right system. You need to find the right system. So when you're looking online, um, we've just touched on overwhelm, you know, learning a lot of information at the beginning, and you can get yourself in this overwhelmed state where you just got all this, you know, you've been on 20 webinars and you've still not implemented one thing because you've learned all this stuff and it's like, wow, you know, and then you just lost to actually which direction to go. You've got to have a step-by-step plan. There are online scams out there. I remember when I first started getting online, I fell down that trap of doing some online gambling thing that thought, I went for this quick win, this silver bullet. Yeah, it was gonna, I think I uploaded $1,000 and it was gone within about 15 minutes. So there are online scams, and like Steve said at the beginning when he lost it, do your due diligence. You've got to do your research, um, not just on the people that you're reaching out to, but on the system as well.
Yeah.
There's lots of different educational platforms. We believe that we've found the right one,
Yeah.
but you need to do your own research too. Find the right people who's going to help you create the right digital life for you.
And on that
Because
point, I just see Stephen's put a very good point in the box. He's been online for over 2.5 years, and all he keeps doing is buying new system after new system, and he's yet to actually make a single sale. So why are we any different? Well, Stephen, any of the things that you've bought will work. There's an incredible video with Frank Kern and Tony Robbins where they discuss this, and you just have to stop buying stuff because the buying of things is the buzz. And you actually have to start opening one of them. And like Anna's just been saying, focus on one thing. The online
I, I,
world
but
is full
I
of
was
people
gonna,
with ADD. We can't focus for more than
yeah,
20 minutes. And without going off, we need to complete
yeah.
one.
I think it's this human nature thing of like you buy something, you think that's going to actually solve your problem. No, you've
Yeah.
got to actually do some work.
But you get a
Because
buzz out of buying it as well.
I've been really shocked. That's what I'm saying. I've been really shocked with my Facebook program. I've had people buy it, and I
And not
actually
turn up.
really reach out. I reach out to people though.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of online things that you just buy and nobody will reach out to you.
Yeah.
But I contact people
Yeah.
after they bought it, and I pestered and pestered people, and there's still no reaction from them. And I actually put it down that they think they bought the Facebook marketing program, and they think
Definitely.
now they've done the Facebook marketing by
Yeah.
buying it.
I think you're right.
So
So, Stephen, I, I understand where you are, but with the greatest of respect, you need to stop buying things and start implementing one thing, whether it's this or
yeah,
anything else that you've bought. Just pick one that you've done the due diligence on and
and
implement.
find somebody that you can be accountable to.
Yes, that
You know,
essential. Essential.
reach out to people and get them to nag you and keep you on track. Not do
Yeah.
it for you, but be there to
Yeah. Just make
keep you
yourself
on
feel
track.
guilty if you haven't done what you've told them that you're going to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Did that not make sense? It made
So
sense in my head.
no, no. So that's the that's the end of our 5 steps then.
Yeah.
Mindset was number one. Can you remember what number two was? Because I can't. I can't. Number one was mindset.
Two is
Number
attraction
two, what?
marketing.
Two was traction marketing. Three
Is having a mentor,
was,
being accountable.
yeah. I thought number
Four
four
is
was being having a mentor.
no, that's the simple mission.
Oh yeah, Chaos. Yeah, simple
Reverse
mission.
engineer, simple actions, focus, procrastination, implement, implement, implement.
And then five is finding the right system. So
Yeah,
I really hope that's helped you. And actually, is it that easy? Is building a business online that easy as those 5 steps?
yeah,
And in a simple answer, yes. But just like anything, there are problems. And those problems, I mean, why do people fail online? Just like we were talking about people buying different systems or programs, or you become overwhelmed with all these different things you bought, or you're on your own, aren't you? And so those 5 steps should help you um, help help you sort of digest it in a different but in a different way. People think they can go it alone, and actually you can't. We've learned that you can't do it alone.
but I think this is where our offer comes in because
Yeah,
if if you want to make money online, you really have to have a pattern to work to. And what Anna and I are offering people, and this is a very limited offer because we'll only work with 5 people a week, is if you work with us, we will hold your hand and we will guide you as to which way to go. Um, but you actually have to do the work. It is, we can't do that for you, but by giving you a pattern to work to, it's almost like having the business comes with steps 1, 2, 3 to 28 laid out properly. But what we do, or what we try to do with the people that we do work with, is keep them focused on what they need to do now and keep it sequential. And by doing that,
Yeah,
people don't get overwhelmed. There's so much information. You just get your head around one piece of information, and there's another webinar to go to that talks about retargeting by using this, that, or the other's algorithm, and you think, God, I've only just learned how to put my website together. I've got to go and learn about that now, and it can burn your head out. So that's kind of
that's
where
why
we
it's
come in.
but that's why it's important to make sure that you get all those 5 steps in
Yeah,
place
absolutely.
to ensure that you've got every piece of that jigsaw in place, because everybody who's done any business, whether it be offline or online, has had overwhelm.
Yeah,
And most people think that they can go out alone, and you can't. You need a community of people. You need get a mastermind group if you can. You need to get a mentor, and we will mentor our team to make sure that they don't receive this overwhelm, or if they do, we just stop them. Right, take a step back. This is what
yeah,
you need to do.
yeah,
So a lot of people do think they can go it alone, and actually after this webinar, you probably will have forgotten most of what you've learned on the 5 steps.
yeah.
And Steve touched on it. He was being too keen in my eyes. We've got an opportunity for 5 people
Sorry.
um, that will work with us with the Six Figure Mentors and Digital Experts Academy. That's headed by Stuart Ross and Jay Kubizak, and this deadline's gonna be till tomorrow at midnight. I don't know if you want to just say a few bits about Stuart and Jay, because I know you
Uh,
talk eloquently. Like, who are
Stuart
they
Ross
if
and Jay
people
Kubizak.
haven't heard?
They are, if for people that haven't heard about Stuart Ross and Jay Kubizak, what can you say? Stuart Ross was an estate agent up until 2008. He was working 90 hours a week and was burnt out. He was in his early 20s, and he tried to set up a franchise business, got even more stressed and even more in debt. And so he went off and he bought something like $5,000 worth of coaching from a guy called Brad, and he learned how to make a business work online. But he then developed his own system, and he developed a support community which we're plugged into. He's then subsequently joined up with Jay Kubizak, who was brought up on a commune and blah blah blah. Massive history. He was with ProU and Carbon Copy Pro. Well, he built ProU and Carbon Copy Pro, and between them, they've helped thousands of people around the world, and they've paid out over 400,000. What's it? $40 million in commissions in the last 5 years. These guys know what they're doing. And to put into perspective where Jay Kubizak's heart is, he's just finished a 7 year feature film project that premiered 2 weekends ago. And rather than go to that premiere, he came to London to meet 40 of us who were having a mastermind group, because he would rather be with us, helping us guys, than he would be at the premiere of his own film, which I think kind of sums him up. Does that cover it, Anna? I would rather
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah,
actually write
brilliant,
those
yeah.
names down and go and research them for themselves.
Again, yeah, do research. Um, so yeah, so we're just going to give you a little bit more detail about what this offer is.
Yeah,
It's to 5 people, so if you are interested, you do need to act pretty quickly. Um, the offer is basically the application pack, the comprehensive application package, which includes 2 months student membership, full access to the back office of the system,
yeah.
which also includes over 6 hours of video training and access to ongoing live calls. So really, it's kind of like a demo package, isn't it? You've got
It's a
it for
test
two
drive.
months.
I'd call it a test
Yeah,
drive.
yeah, yeah. And you can have a look at that for be part of our community for 2 months. Um, in addition, as well,
Yeah,
you'll get a copy of the Internet Laptop Lifestyle, which I don't know how many hours exactly, remember, but
it's a lot.
It's again, it's another package which takes you step by step how you can build an internet laptop lifestyle.
And we're also bringing out the hard copy of that as well.
Right, okay. I didn't know
So
that.
that'll be.
Okay.
What's that slide that you've got there?
Oh, it's coming now. I'm about to click. Basically all of that offer, the 2 months membership and the laptop lifestyle, is normal value is almost $1,000.
Yeah,
But we're not gonna it's not gonna be that today. It's just gonna be $29.95, which Steve did tell you up front at the beginning.
yeah,
So just for just less than $30, you can get access to that 2 months trial really of and then it's sort of like a try before you properly buy, isn't it?
yeah. It is. It's like
Massive value for
a
that amount of
30-day
money.
test drive, and if after 30 days you don't like it, you can get your money back.
Yeah, exactly. I was coming on to that, the 30-day money back guarantee
Sorry.
completely. No, I'm glad it's like working in sync there.
Yeah, good.
Um, that's the link if you're interested. We are also going to put in an extra bonus from us because you can go and get that application with anybody that's involved with the Six Figure Mentors. But we think we're kind of special. Other people might think we've got different special needs, to be honest, listening to tonight with our comedy losing it moment. But if you listen to this call, you feel like you could connect with us and you feel like you could work with us, have a bit of fun, we're also going to offer these bonuses. And that's a 30-minute one-to-one planning session with me and Steve. So we will look at your goals, look at what you're doing at the moment, and put in that planning session for the next 12 months. And then we're also going to give you further ongoing coaching support within our VIP group. We've set up a VIP group for members, and so you can regularly reach out to us. And the last one, we didn't put a value on because actually we believe it's invaluable. You've got personal access for problem solving with us.
Yeah,
I'm always on Facebook. Steve's often on Facebook or by email. You can reach out to us if you've got any problems and you've got personal access to us. We'll even give you our mobile numbers.
yeah.
That is invaluable.
And
Is the
Scott.
fact that you've got and Skype, um, that you've got access to us. So I don't know if you want to say anything more on that, Steve.
Um, I just like you. I don't think you can overemphasize that enough. The one thing I would say is that we are both a little bit choosy as to who we work with because I want to spend time with successful people and I'm looking for people I can have fun with. And we're looking for
Yeah,
people that
definitely.
we'd like, I don't want to spend the next 10 years working with somebody that I dread getting phone calls from. So if I honestly don't think we're going to hit it off, if I wouldn't like to spend an evening with
We've
any,
got to be a good fit, hasn't it?
yeah,
It's got to be a
absolutely.
good fit for
But if
both of us, yeah.
if I don't want to go for a meal with you, then I'm probably not going to work with you. And that may sound extremely arrogant, but quite honestly, that's how I feel.
I
So
think if you feel like that, the other person will as well. I think you know straight away when you hit it
yeah,
off with somebody,
exactly.
and it's got to be good for
Yeah,
both parties.
because
So,
otherwise, if we don't get on, you're going to not respect the things that we're trying to help you with, and it's just
yeah,
annoys both of us. It's like teaching a pig to sing, isn't it? Annoys
yeah.
frustrates you and annoys the pig. So right,
So, what are your next steps then? If you want to work with us, you've got till tomorrow at midnight.
yeah,
Um, as we said, we're only accepting 5 people. Um, so you need to go to this link. So steve-and-anna.com/sign up. Complete the application. Reach out to us if you want at that stage and say, look, I've signed up. And then follow the instructions that you'll be sent.
bloody hell. Sorry, Anna. somebody called
Well,
somebody called Julie has already just signed up, so there's only 4 places left.
really?
Unbelievable. Well
Okay,
done,
fine.
Julie. I love an
Brilliant.
action take.
Great stuff.
Yeah,
um,
absolutely marvelous.
value then. Be quick if you want to work with us because it seems like the places are going quicker than we
Yeah,
thought.
there's only 4 left.
value over 1,300. That's including our bit on top. And today just for $29.95. You got nothing to lose because there's a 30-day money back guarantee.
Yeah,
Go
absolutely.
to this link. steve-and-anna, it's very easy, .com/sign up.
It's a lot of dashing in.
And there is a lot of dashings. And if anybody's got any questions, please reach out to. I know a few of you have asked questions
We've
as
gone
we've
on
been going
rather
along.
longer than we said we would, to be fair.
We said we were going to be half an hour.
Yes, it's nearly an hour.
Um, but if you want to reach out to us after this webinar,
Yeah,
you can email us at info@steve-anna.com. I'm sure we can make that easier.
I'm sure
Or
people can
via
just
this
read it.
email trail you followed to get to this presentation. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can email the link that you got from the webinar. You can email us on bluecollarmillionaires.com.
yeah.
So yeah, I think unless anybody's got, is there any questions, any final
Stephen's just
questions
put in
coming in?
again about he's struggling because he
Oh, is it the one
writes
that?
and he doesn't know where to go. Well, Stephen, again, I've got to reiterate that you need to go and do some due diligence, and you need to just sit down and really what Anna was talking about and determine where you want to go and what it is you're looking for. Because at the moment, it doesn't sound to me as though you actually have any sort of business. You've got a hobby that's burning a hole in your pocket. And my best advice would be to stop doing that. I wouldn't necessarily say come and join in with us because it's just another product to sit and gather dust. I think we've beaten that to death, Anna. If you
Yeah,
need to,
yeah,
I'm happy to talk to you for half an hour, Stephen, at another time. We've got your email details. I'll put an email in and we can have a chat because I don't think really this is the forum. I don't think there's any other
yeah.
questions.
Jay's saying great job. Hi, Jay. I know Jay personally, so
That's
hope
not
you're
all he
getting on
said.
with
He
your.
reckons it's the best
Hey,
webinar he's ever been on.
I know. Hope you're getting
Probably
on
the
with your
most
weekly
entertaining.
task, Jay. So
Good.
yeah, I think we'll round this up because we did say half an hour. We knew
We
it would go
did.
on maybe to 45 minutes, but it's nearly an hour. So
Yeah. Thanks ever
if
so
you
much,
want,
everybody, for
if you
turning
want
up. It's
those
been really good.
if you want the last four places, yeah, thanks for listening to us. Thanks for being with us while we had our meltdown. And if you want, we do like to enjoy ourselves. If you do want to work with us and have a bit of fun, then go to this link. And come on Facebook, find us on Facebook,
Yeah.
reach out to us if you've got any questions. But
Yeah.
thanks for listening. Appreciate your time and have a good rest of your Sunday
Yeah.
or
And enjoy the
Monday,
coming week.
depending where you are in the world.
Yeah. Really good to
All
talk to
right,
you.
great stuff.
See you
Thanks
later.
very much,
Thank
guys.
you. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.